Now that we're conducting serious analysis on what the price of a barrel of oil should be like, the energy markets, I had to put the jacket on, you know what I mean?
Trying to navigate the Strait of Hormuz right now sounds less like global logistics and more like a heist movie. Just this past weekend, a Greek-owned tanker called the
Yeah, someone said, must be fake news since Iran doesn't have a navy. See, these are the moments where I wish I had the FA meter, okay? I would have hit it. I would have hit that with a FA!
DA, carrying 300,000 barrels of diesel, managed to make a run for it in the dark. It lined up at the head of a snake of ships and slipped out just hours before the Islamic Revolutionary Guard sent gunboats back into the channel. Ships that are being actively targeted, like those tied to the MSC group, are attempting to sneak through with their GPS transponders completely turned off. Some are hiding behind Omani flags, others are navigating demands from the Iranian regime to pay safe passage tolls in cryptocurrency, which major trading houses vehemently deny paying, as doing so would breach US sanctions.
They did this with the Houthis too. The Houthis were like taking on billions of dollars worth of bribes when they were doing a blockade on the Red Sea. A little bit of inside baseball here. Because, you know, you gotta, it's one of those things where it's like, what am I gonna do without fucking oil? What am I supposed to do? Die? Of course you have to transit. What are you, not gonna send cargo? You're gonna keep sending cargo no matter what. So, what is this? Chat is brain rotted. I got you, fam. Oh, thank you. Thank you, chatter. Here, we have an emergency FA.
The US Navy is barricading the coastline and has turned around dozens of ships. Iran is firing on the ones that try to squeeze through. There's no concerted effort.
I fucking love that move, man. What a brilliant move that was, huh? Oh yeah, you guys are blockading the fucking Strait? Well, guess what? We are too. What are you gonna do about it? Well, unbelievable move, Mr. President. Thank you so much for doing a double blockade. Nobody would have expected this. I mean, literally nobody would have expected it because it's so fucking stupid. What is this? There are 3 possible outcomes, one of which will occur within 3 weeks to months as markets are finally forced to reconcile with reality. 1. Iran sets new precedent undermining imperialist international law and normalizes tolling. Malaysia, Indonesia, Malacca, Panama, etc. and energy is ramped up again. 2. The U.S. somehow destroys Iran and the imperialist unclosed system remains back to the old system. 3. Permanent stagnation despite war efforts, forcing a bifurcation in approaches to energy. Some go essential only. Others have harvest all Woodstock, temporary alleviation. I don't think that the U.S. is going to destroy Iran and the old system will remain. I think it's not possible currently for them to be able to engage in any actions that would force Iran to loosen their grip over the Strait of Hormuz. The reason why I say that is because if they had that capacity, they would have enforced it already. They would have exercised it. 3 could be good, inevitable with climate change, or could be cooked. Mad Max. I mean, what do you think? We don't have the changes or the willingness to make the necessary we don't have the capacity or the willingness to make the necessary infrastructure updates, changes, especially in the Western world, to actually live in this degrowth reality that you're suggesting. So it will be closer to Mad Max, an anarcho-capitalist dystopia, than one that is eco-socialist. I mean, virtually everyone is just looking at the situation and be like, eventually Donald Trump is going to have to give. Okay? I don't think people are as confident in the American military capabilities of like destroying Iran or forcing Iran to heel here at all. That's why I also brought up the deadline, the self-imposed deadline, as a matter of fact, of the Beijing summit. Donald Trump has to nip this in the bud before Beijing. It's virtually impossible for him to do so at this point. Why the fuck would, like, every day that goes by where Donald Trump is getting closer and closer to the May 14th date, which is when the Beijing summit is supposed to happen, is a day where Donald Trump has less leverage over Iran. If we can see and recognize from, you know, over here on this fucking Twitch stream that Donald Trump has this additional pressure placed upon him, then I'm sure the Iranians are aware of it too, right? So clearly, Donald Trump does not have any leverage whatsoever in this circumstance. I mean, Abbas Araghchi literally went to Pakistan and left Pakistan after bilateral talks before Trump could even send the American envoys. Okay, he didn't even want to give the presence that he was going to be in the same area with the Americans at the same fucking time. And now he's What is al-Basra actually doing today? Shaking hands with Vladimir Putin. The Iran momentum is fading. He's now going to pivot to the ballroom and going after people that criticize him. He thinks there's a pity party for him and he's going to drag this out. No, because this is not a thing that you can out-yap. What have I said over and over again? Since day one, the thing that I have kept reiterating is Donald Trump is a yapper. He's a room reader. But there's one thing he can't actually convince his fans of, and that is that their wallets aren't hurting. If his own cult is experiencing the negative consequences of his warmongering in the region, and it's translating to less take-home pay, or translating into more expensive gas prices at the pump. Doesn't matter if he talks about the fucking ballroom. Every time he talks about the ballroom, he's gonna lose even more fans. His fans are gonna be like, I don't give a fuck about the ballroom, dude. Fix the gas prices, right? That's it. You can only talk about everything transgender, everything computer, everybody transgender, until, you know, people start realizing that they're paying 10, 20, 30 extra dollars at the pump. At which point, it's fucking over. It doesn't matter. People are gonna be like, I don't give a shit about transgender. I'll make my daughter transgender if you fucking lower the price of my groceries, Mr. President. I don't give a shit. This was, and I'm repeating myself so much, a genuine problem with Brandon as well. People were frustrated by negative real wage growth for a year and a half. And what was Biden doing in the process? Talking about how he's doing NATO. Ain't nobody gives a fuck about NATO when they're experiencing inflation. Ain't nobody gives a fuck about NATOizing Finland. Now Trump is doing the other version of that, which is even dumber. And that other version of that is everything is fine, everything casino, it's gonna be good, we're gonna build a ballroom. Who gives a fuck, man? Fuck your ballroom. Please explain why the summit puts more pressure, because he can't go to fucking China. He can't go to Beijing with no leverage. If he packed up Venezuela and then Iran, similar to Venezuela, he would have a lot of leverage over China in this Beijing summit, which was supposed to take place a month ago. At which point he could have said, look, we took over Venezuela like that overnight. That was your foothold into the Latin American markets. We destroyed that. We severed that connection. And Iran was a big ally of yours in the Strait of Hormuz. We destroyed them too. You know, we did regime change. We have a pliant regime there, similar to Delcy Rodriguez in Venezuela. And you don't hold any of the fucking cards. If you ever try the nuclear option of trade with us ever again, and if you even float the idea of strategic export controls, then we'll shut off your oil faucet. Donald Trump tried to do a forcible decoupling from China with all of the other regional partners, and it failed. And in the aftermath, China turned around and said, oh, if you fuck with us again, we'll reconsider rare earth minerals that we have a monopoly control over that you need for your national defense, for everything, basically. No more raw earth for you. That was a big threat. We covered it extensively at the time. No more planes will frustrate the bourgeoisie. Buddy, what are you talking about? No more jet fuel means no more delivery. Do you know, when you get on a plane, when you get on a commercial airliner, okay, and you fly from point A to point B for health emergency in the family or business travel or even fucking tourism, you don't realize that like half of those airliners are also carrying your Amazon packages, okay? This is so much worse than just, oh, rich people won't be able to go on fucking tourism destinations. Number one, rich people will always find a way, okay? Just so you understand. As a matter of fact, I don't take planes. Yes, brother, I know. That's why I'm trying to explain to you that just because you don't take planes doesn't mean that you don't benefit from air travel currently. When air travel is happening, you know what else is also happening? Commerce. Your packages are being delivered. Sometimes your medicine is being delivered, okay? It's not just, rich assholes won't be able to go to Ibiza this summer. Air travel is not just about rich assholes going on fucking trips. Air travel is also deliveries, a big part of the deliveries. What do you think happens when you don't get your shit delivered? Isn't that crazy that helium is also a finite resource that is like eventually gonna run out? I mean, I know fossil fuels in general are finite as well, but like, isn't the runway for helium a lot worse? What do we do with that in that situation? I think about that sometimes where I'm like, one day we're just not gonna have fucking helium. What do we do then? Are we even capable of reaching that level? I don't know. Maybe it's just so abundant and I'm wrong. Jupiter harvesting? Balloon animal time? Can't y'all American just fucking apologize and quit the bullshit for once? No, I'm sorry, chatter. Unfortunately, no. And especially fuck no right now. I wish that was the case, mind you. I think this is unnecessary. I think it's cruel. I think it's unbelievable that we're ruining the entire planet at the behest of Israel, mind you. Also, here is 2 other points. Despite Trump's claims that Iran is beginning to capitulate, Tehran believes it has 3 M's on its side: munitions, markets, and the midterms. How Iran is setting its own agenda for ending the war amid U.S. campaign of cognitive warfare. Damn, they added midterms on there too. See, they're ball knowers, bro. Iran knows America a whole lot better than America knows Iran. They're fucking ball knowers. Yeah, the 1M Iran is engaging in right now is called MOG, okay? They're mogging us. They're dabbing on us.